This podcast is designed to inform students of their career options in behavior analysis. The materials in the slideshow have been adapted from the APA Division 25 Behavior Analysis website, listed at the bottom of your screen. First, it's important to understand what behavior analysis is. And what behavior analysts view as behavior is really anything that you do. Behavior can be breathing, walking, sitting, drawing. And the analysis piece of our field is more interested in the scientific demonstration of cause and effect relationships. So if something happens in the environment, then I can expect a certain event or behavior to occur as a result. And so when you combine these two, what behavior analysis is really interested in is the scientific demonstration of events that cause behavior. In other words, why do you do what you do? Applied behavior analysis can be used to address a number of important areas within our society. You might find behavior analysts working in issues related to aging, related to animal training. A very common area where a lot of behavior analysts work is in addressing difficulties associated with autism and other developmental disabilities. Behavior analysts might also be found working with businesses and organizations, community health settings, counseling or therapeutic practices, drug treatment centers, school settings, and also in sports and fitness arenas. When we look at behavior analysis and where the field is going, we see a lot of promise. So first, the U.S. Surgeon General has recently stated that behavior analysis is one of the best treatments for autism. And in many states, applied behavior analysis services are now covered by insurance, including in the state of Florida. Behavior analysts can become certified and in some states licensed. Although this is not the case currently in Florida, we do anticipate at some point the state will begin licensing behavior analysts. The number of employment opportunities available for behavior analysts continue to rise even despite recent economic hardships in our country. And then finally, what we see is that behavior analysis is continuing to grow into a number of different areas within psychology. So behavior analysts are beginning to address issues related to psychopathology, issues in school settings. Behavior analysts are beginning to explore behavioral genetics, medicine, as well as new areas of physical and developmental disabilities where behavioral treatment is needed. So in terms of where behavior analysts work, behavior analyst clients can include anybody who engages in behavior, so pretty much everyone. Kids, adults, athletes, pets, animals, workers, teachers. You can find us using these principles with everyone. Many behavior analysts choose to work in private practice, where they might provide consultation to families, school districts, agencies, Fortune 500 companies. You might find behavior analysts working with clinical psychologists and supporting some of their interventions. You might find behavior analysts working with school psychologists or in school settings. So private practice offers a number of different opportunities for behavior analysts, in addition to direct therapy. Behavior analysts might also be found working in behavioral safety, health, and nutrition. So again, in some of those community health settings, a number of behavior analysts and a new growing area within the field is working on animal training and animal welfare. So locally, we have someone who is a behavior analyst working with the Jacksonville Zoo. That could be another opportunity for you as a behavior analyst. Organizational behavior management is an area within ABA that focuses on business applications. So things like improving employee efficiency or employee behaviors, maximizing performance of employees. And this is another growing and lucrative area within applied behavior analysis. And finally, you can find behavior analysts working in research settings and also in academia, working as professors or trainers. So, in terms of the types of certifications that you can receive when you're becoming a behavior analyst, there are really two levels at this time. So, the certifying board is the BACB, the Behavior Analysis Certification Board, and I'm going to show you information from their website in just a second. But in terms of the two levels of certification, the first is the board certified associate behavior analyst. And the primary requirement here is a bachelor's degree in a related field. So what that means is a field either related to psychology or education. In addition to the bachelor's degree, you will need an additional 4 to 5 classes in ABA coursework, depending on where you take your classes. And you will also need an additional 1,000 hours of supervised experience. So this is you working in the field. These hours can be paid, but you will require supervision by a more senior level behavior analyst working in the field. The other thing to note about the BCABA credential is that these behavior analysts will require supervision from a more senior level behavior analyst for the remainder of their career. The average salary for BCABAs is somewhere around $40,000, so very similar to that of a teacher. The more senior level credential offered by the board is the Board Certified Behavior Analyst certification. With this certification, you'll be required to complete a master's degree in a related field, so again, a field related to either psychology or education, and you will need an additional 270 hours, which translates to around 6 classes of ABA coursework. In addition to the coursework requirements and the degree requirements, you will also need 1,500 hours of supervised experience, which again can be paid experience, but you're receiving the board's requirements for supervision. And then the average salary for BCBAs is somewhere around $60,000, although this certainly can pay much more depending on where you're working. Private practice settings, organizational behavior management, applied behavior analyst may make much more. If you're interested in finding out more about how you can become certified as a behavior analyst at either of these levels, I would encourage you to check out BACB.com, and in particular click on the Becoming Certified section of the website. Here you can find out more information about eligibility standards, what the supervision requirements are in more detail. And if you note, below that, there's also a section where approved university training programs can be found. You will notice, if you click on that link, that we actually offer the BACB approved coursework here at the University of North Florida. These courses can only be taken once you've achieved senior status, or if you have been admitted into graduate training here at UNF, or you're admitted as a non-degree seeking student who has already obtained a bachelor's degree. Special permission is required to enroll in these classes, and this permission is given by the director of the program, Dr. Janice Seabrooks Blackmore. Her contact information is listed below. So what are the classes that UNF offers that are currently approved by the board? Well, to obtain your BCABA, and again, this is the certification related to a bachelor's degree, you will need to take these 5 classes, 2 of which are offered in spring, 2 in summer, 2 in fall, 2 in spring, and 1 in summer. You can see that the requirements are all graduate level courses, which is why we prefer for you to be a senior before you enroll in these classes. If you're interested in the Board Certified Behavior Analyst credential, you will need to take 6 classes here at UNF. And again, these are all graduate level classes. They're very similar to the classes required by the associate level degree. However, you will need to take an additional class in research, and you will also need to take a 1 credit. Instead of the 1 credit class in ethics, you will need to take 3 credits of ethics. Finally, the board is now offering a new credential, and we are offering that training here at the University of North Florida. And this training is to become a registered behavior technician. So now I'll talk a little bit more about that credential. First, as I mentioned, this is a brand new credential offered by the Behavior Analysis Certification Board. The requirements are that you are at least 18 years of age, you have at least a high school diploma, and you've successfully completed a criminal background check within 45 days of completing the application. In addition to these requirements, you will need to complete 40 hours of training in a number of areas that the board indicates on this RBT task list. As I mentioned, we are offering this training here at the University of North Florida through the Department of Continuing Education. So in other words, this is not a class that you can take for course credit, and it does not qualify for financial aid. This is a course that you would take through the Continuing Education Department, and it's a 40-hour class that meets the requirements of the board. Once you've completed this training, you will need to pass the RBT competency assessment, and this can be administered by any behavior analyst certificate. And UNF is in the process of offering this competency assessment as part of our RBT training. Finally, you will pay a $50 application fee and submit all documentation that you've met these requirements to the BACB. For more information on the credential, you can visit the website listed below. To register for the course through UNF, you will visit the web page through the Continuing Education Department, which is also listed at the bottom of your screen. For more information on careers in behavior analysis, please visit the APA Division 25 website or the Applied Behavior Analysis International website. Those are both the big organizations that help govern our field. And then finally, as mentioned previously, the Behavior Analysis Certification Board is your go-to for any questions you might have related to training as a behavior analyst. If you still have questions, you can feel free to contact me, Dr. Angela Mann, in the Psychology Department at my email listed below. Thanks for listening, and good luck in your career pursuits.